Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. How can I start off with this? Okay, Kathy Griffin, okay, the comedian, the leftist comedian, states in this article I'm about to read that her therapist suggests to her to meow like a cat and moo like a cow in order to deal with her post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm guessing that this post-traumatic stress disorder is caused by or was caused by Trump. So her therapist suggests she meow like a cat and moo like a cow. Now, her being a comedian, I've never heard her comedy act, but her being a comedian, you can't help but wonder, is this a joke? Another one of her jokes or what? But you all know Kathy Griffin is infamous for the Donald Trump severed head, holding up a severed head of former President Donald Trump, and her getting a lot of backlash because of it. But yet this woman, this comedian, remained in the forefront of the media without any repercussions. Now, before I get into this article, let me put this out in front. I don't wish no bodily harm on anyone. I don't wish bad things to come on people that do and say things that are horrible, okay? But you reap what you sow. Now just keep that in mind, okay? If in fact you reap what you sow. I'm going to say some things in this video that some people are not going to like. So viewer or hearer discretion is advised. So let's go on. Yeah. I literally, it's crazy because this whole Trump derangement syndrome thing, I thought was a joke, but it's an actual mental problem. It's actually real. Anyway, Kathy Griffin says she meows like a cat and moos like a cow doing yoga in order to deal with her Trump-induced PTSD. Wow. Griffin, whose career imploded in 2017 after she posed with what appeared to be the severed head of then President Donald Trump in a bloody photo shoot, told Vulture that she now does, quote, something called cat cow in order to deal with her PTSD. You can't make this stuff up. The comedian explained that she makes animal noises while doing the cat and cow poses during yoga. It's when I get on all fours like a kitty cat and then I arch my back and I'm instructed by my teacher to say the word meow. I feel like a effing fool, but I do it, she said. It seems to me that that the teacher and instructor is like, I'm going to play games with this woman. She's dumb enough to go for this, so I'm going to play games with her. Oh, my God. Let's go on. And then I unarch my back and, wait for it, I moo like a cow, Griffin added. PTSD is a B. And when I get PTSD attacks, I can't stop vomiting. So if I have to meow like a kitty cat and moo like a cow, I'm going to effing do it. These are her words, right? Maybe she's joking. Maybe she's not. I don't know. She's a comedian, I suppose, right? Elsewhere in the interview, Griffin, who is set to hit the road with her newly announced My Life on the PTSD list tour, says she has PTSD in part from being investigated by the Department of Justice over her infamous bloody photo shoot with the severed head of U.S. president. Of course. Of a U.S. president, of course you're going to be investigated. Look at what you did. Look at what you did, boo. You're going to be investigated. And rightly so. Rightly so. You reap what you sow. And there is a picture of her holding up the head of Donald Trump, severed head, bloody head of Donald Trump. It's his head. Come on, let's quit playing games. I actually do have PTSD, and I'm laughing because I thought that was only for combat veterans, she said. But apparently, if you're put under investigation by the Department of Justice and the president wants you to be charged with conspiracy to assassinate the president, and you're put on the no-fly list, and then your tour is canceled because of bomb threats, I mean, you think about that, listeners and viewers. You think about that. and then your phone doesn't ring for 6 years, and then you get cancer and lose part of your voice because half of your lung is gone, you got to laugh about it, Griffin added. As Breitbart News reported, Griffin announced in 2021 that she had been diagnosed with lung cancer and had to undergo surgery to remove half a lung. I love talking about this stuff, which I know initially doesn't sound hilarious, the comedian said of her recent life experiences, adding that she feels, quote, America has finally forgiven her as she has been getting phone calls again. Something has happened where it's almost like America has finally forgiven me or something, Griffin told Vulture. All of a sudden, I got a call from the Mirage in Vegas, and they were the first to say, yes, we want you to do a show, and it sold out. After this long dry spell, all of a sudden, I got a call from a manager, and he got me an agent, and this tour came together like 2 weeks ago, she added, so it's been a shift. And that's the end of that article right there. Well, first things first, I want to say that, just about every celebrity has a dry spell, and then, during that dry spell, they come back, So her having this dry spell, in my opinion, has nothing to do with the bloody head, of Donald Trump joke or whatever. Had nothing to do with that, The cancer situation that she ended up getting in 2021, according to the article, may or may not have had anything to do with it. But what may have had something to do with it was the fact that she was put under investigation, okay? And that would have brought a lot of stress. But here's what I want to say. And I don't know if stress brings about cancer or whatever. If it does, put it in the box down and below, because I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to say. But let's assume, for the sake of assumption, that undue stress could bring about certain physical trauma to the body, such as cancer, okay? Let's assume for the sake of assumption that happens. If she hadn't have made such a horrendous joke about Donald Trump, regardless of whether you agree with him or disagree with him, that was totally unacceptable. And had she never made that kind of so-called joke, she would not have been under investigation, which could have possibly led to her having cancer. I don't know. Or post-traumatic stress disorder, rather. Let me correct that. Post-traumatic stress disorder, not cancer. Look, I don't know. As far as the cancer is concerned, the cancer could, and I'm going to correct that, the cancer could be caused by anything, okay? It could have been caused by anything. The foods you eat or whatever. It could have been caused by, I don't know. A lot of people are getting cancer. Celebrities, non-celebrities are getting cancer and dying from it. So I really don't know. I'm not a doctor. But as far as post-traumatic stress disorder, her getting this based on the investigations of what she with that silly joke and uncalled for a joke towards Donald Trump, yeah, that's going to happen, because had she never done it, it would not probably have happened. And as I said earlier, it is totally amazing to me that this is literally a mind disease, or if you want to call it a mind disease or a mental disorder, rather, that's a true thing. I thought it was a joke. I thought that Trump derangement syndrome was literally a joke. It's not a joke. It's literally a brain problem that people have gotten since Trump got in office. Now, think about this for a moment. Just think about it. Supposedly, Trump getting into office was so traumatic to so many of these snowflakes, okay, because that's what they were and are snowflakes, was so traumatic that it induced post-traumatic stress disorder. Are you serious? I'll add this to that. The only reason why this happened to these snowflakes isn't because of Trump. It's because of the mainstream media and the progressive Democrats and the overload of negativity that man has and is receiving. He's a racist. He's a homophobe. He's an authoritarian dictator. He's all these negative things that's constantly coming at these snowflakes, constantly, all the time on the mainstream leftist liberal news media outlets, constantly being spit out at them, constantly, over and over and over and over again. And the electromagnetic frequency waves coming from, or the alpha waves coming from the TV and into their subconscious and into their brain, affecting their messed up snowflake neurons, it's no wonder that they would develop Trump derangement syndrome. Of course. The man himself is not the problem. The mainstream media and progressive Democrats who were on the mainstream media spitting this nonsense were and are the problem. They're the ones that caused it. Give up that mainstream media bullcrap. That's how I see it. Or either balance it. I say it and I keep saying it. Balance it. Balance it, man. That's what I suggest to these people. Because you're going to always have Trump derangement syndrome. And let me tell you something. If he ever wins in 2024, they're probably going to want to commit suicide. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't take it. I can't take it. I mean, I'm just being real with you. Like I told you, I warned y'all ahead of time that I may say some things that might be insensitive. So you've been warned. But this is just my opinion, okay? Okay. I'm being lightweight comical like Kathy Griffin, who's a comedian, called herself being comical by holding up a bloody severed head of the former President Trump. I'm just being comical, okay? But that's probably what's going to end up happening if the man wins in 2024. Trump isn't the problem. You're the problem, boo-boo. The mainstream media is the problem. They've poisoned these people's minds. They've poisoned their minds, and that's how they developed this so-called Trump derangement syndrome debacle, this nonsense. Okay? But yeah, I just wanted to say that because I feel that this article is comical, to say the least, but also true to some extent of the way a lot of these snowflake liberal celebrities, if you want to call them that, okay, actually act. I mean, these people actually, it's amazing to me. Now, let me say this in closing, summing this video up. I've never listened to Kathy Griffin. I've never listened to any of her comedy. I'm not saying whether or not she's funny or not, because she said that she got these offers recently and it sold out, So I'm not saying that, if things get better for her, things get better for her. And I'm not saying at all, too, that liberal comedians aren't funny. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of them that are funny. But when it comes down to these far left radical comedians and far left radical celebrities, those are the ones with the Trump derangement syndrome problem. Those are the ones that probably have post-traumatic stress disorder, because they're so snowflakey that you say that just this mentioning Trump's name will probably set them off and make them go crazy. Oh, just passing by. I just want to know. Like that character off the Bugs Bunny cartoon. If any of you familiar with Bugs Bunny, okay. That's your dog just passing by, and I thought I'd say hello. That's probably how they would act, because just the mention of Trump's name would make them go haywire. It is absolutely amazing to me. I thought this was a joke, but it's not a joke. It's real. Unfreaking believable. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of American politics, where some politician is so horrible to a lot of the minds of the people that they end up developing some type of a stress disorder. Tell me in the comment box if it's true, because I don't know of any. But ending this video on this, it's the mainstream leftist, liberal, Marxist media that have poisoned the minds of these people by repeating over and over and over and over again all of this negative information about Trump. They are under mind control and went past mind control and past the trans state into a Trump derangement syndrome psychological debacle. That's what has happened to them. Unfreaking believable. Well, Trump 2024, I hope he wins. I hope he win because I'm going to do a ton of videos on these snowflakes tripping out. Okay? Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But what do you guys have to say about Kathy Griffin's meowing like a cat and mooing like a cow? Like I said, her instructor, I believe, is mocking that woman. She probably thinks you just such a snowflake. You just such an idiot. Let me just tell you, just meow like a cat. Meow. Moo like a cow. Moo. And that's supposed to help you. Unfreaking believable, man. And at the same time, I'm going to make tons of money, your money, because I can tell you anything you want that I want to, and your idiot butt will believe it. I'm just saying. What do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.